Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Country Club. It's time to talk a little bit. We got a little bit to talk about today. Actually, quite a bit to talk about today. I'm gonna go and jump down in here so I'm there. Think that I can be heard there. That's cool. All right, let me change my properties on my Discord so I'm using the same audio that I'm using over here, and that way we all sound correct. That one right there. All right, escape. There we go. All right, so now I can see me talking there. Let me hang up till it's time to go. All right, today is Country Call-In. It's Thursday, right? It's the call-in show. And I actually did a pretty good, I think I got a pretty good topic today, if you didn't look at the title. But I think we can cover a decent topic today. I hope that maybe we'll have some people jump in here and help us out on this. I don't know. Let me go to Twitter and tweet this out, and then I will get to the normal thing. I will do the normal thing. I see y'all in there. I do. All right, so. Country Call-In. All right, so let's space that out. And let me grab my live stream. There it is right there. Let's hit that and go. Bye-yow. And tweet that sucker out of there. All right. So let me see if both of you. Oh, not yet. All right. All right, we have Mr. John Mack, Chris Savola Nerd, Chris Self, Mike Wiley, Robert Reynolds, Matrix Clone, Gabe Colon, Bruce Ennis, Jesse Foreman's in the house, and Felipe Goncalves. Thomas Elrod jumped in here too. He didn't sneak in late like he normally does. He's here early. All right. All right, so I have tweeted out that we are having a country call-in, and we are going to talk about what it takes for a good Kickstarter. What kind of Kickstarters, what makes them successful? And I'm not talking about just delivering on their product. What makes them successful in getting funding, for one, Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If you will pay attention to the center ring, it's Fernando Pena in the house. That way, I want to know what would make you look at a Kickstarter and go, I want to give my money to that. And not just because it's, you know, just cool. Because there's plenty of cool Kickstarters that you go, I ain't funding that crap. It's never going to happen. That's what we're going to discuss today. And we'll do that a little bit later. We're not going to do it right this minute. I do want to say that thank you to all of you who have funded my daughter's GoFundMe. She put out an update today. I haven't even read it, so, you know, that type of thing. But if you haven't been out there, go check it out. If you got $5 or $10, give her $5 or $10. She's trying to get to Ireland, and the more dollars, the merrier. Just the way it is. So, thank you for that. That's my fundraising for today, and I'll do it again later, and probably again later after that. All right, we've got 10 people watching in here today, and only about 5 of you, 6 of you commenting, but that's okay. We don't mind people sitting in here and not saying a word. That's all right with me. So, how was everybody's day today? Everybody ready to call in and have a chat and talk with us and see how things are going? My day went well. What's up, Joe Paddock? Welcome, my friend. I just talked to you over there. I see Ricky Tanner. He's still in the Ricky Tanner and Robbie Mack. They're both still in the Discord over here, just sitting there, not doing anything but sitting there, just sitting there, just sitting there. John Mack's already home because he works from home and in the car and in the office and whatever else he wants to be working at. Always late to the party cup. That's Robbie Mack. That's Mr. Robert McEwen. He probably doesn't like that very much. I don't know. How many people call you Robert? Rob? Robbie? Bobby? Bobby Mack? I mean, I don't know how many. Anyway, Rob mostly. I figured, you know, I got a cousin. He was Bobby growing up, and then when I came back home from the service, it was Rob. I'm like, all right, Bobby, whatever you say. Oh, I had a great day today. Thank you for those of y'all that hung out with me during lunch today for the, 25, 26 minutes, whatever it was. I ran late because I didn't want to run that long. Next week, you won't have to do that. I did get some mail today. Got some stuff in the mail today. Matter of fact, some of it I'd like to show off, but I got to wait till next Thursday. Dadgummit, man. That really sucks. You know what? That's the one thing that sucks about doing mail thing Thursday and opening it all as it comes in, because I can't really show it. Can't really show it like that. So, yeah, it sucks. It really does suck. All right. So, it is 6:08 p.m. on Thursday evening. And there's probably some NFL game going on. Y'all gonna watch some NFL football? How many of y'all watch NFL? What's up, Mr. Buttram? How are you? I do not. I was just wondering. I like college football, not NFL. I don't like pro football. If nothing else is on. Matrix gonna say never. They didn't even invent football until after you was like 12 or 13. I don't even think it was a thing. Hey Martin, I saw you got a video just come out. What's up, Joseph? How are you? Bruce Ennis? Oh wait, you were in here earlier. I told you hello already. What's up, 3D printer noob? Robot Wars, I hear you. Specifically Purdue. So wait, we got I watch NCAA, mostly Big Ten, specifically Purdue. Why didn't you just say, I root for Purdue? Yep, by Joe 3D Printing Professor. Yes. I have one of those. He sent me in the mail. I printed it and gave it to my granddaughter. She took it with her. I printed it big, like the whole size of the bed over there. I'm his favorite YouTuber, and how old is he? Like 3? It is an awesome set of models. It really is. He raised a lot of money on his GoFundMe or whatever while doing them too. Is he finished? Did he stop it because he kept putting more and more out? Oh, he's 10. Yeah, that all changed when he hits 13. It won't be me anymore. But thank you, Nico. I appreciate it. Well, Joseph, I would say it's good seeing you too, but I can't see you. But hey. Oh yeah, no doubt. But he got paid for much more than was initially planned. He started it out just to see if it would generate funds, and then he kept adding to as people were giving funds. He's like, okay, if you want another one, we'll go this far. If you want another one, we'll do. I mean, you know what I mean? I think that was the Kickstarter, right? He did the Kickstarter. He made the first set. And then he's like, okay, well, if we get this much, then I'll do another one. If we get this much, then I'll do another one. So, you know, it was a little, he kept moving the goal line, but yeah, I get it. I get it. What's up, Michael Stoffel? Stoffel. 1 for Stoffel, 2 for Stoffel, 3 for Stoffel. I don't even remember what 1 was. Can't remember. 2, Stoffel. What's up, Scott? Or Stoffel. Stoffel or Stoffel? Stoffel 1, Stoffel 2. He did that in the Kickstarter and added more models as a backup. That's right. That's right. And that's cool. That's not a big deal. 1. Okay, Stoffel. Okay. I remember that time. Couldn't remember the first time. All right. Dang, man. What's up, Dwayne S? Hey, that's a new name in here. I haven't seen you before. Let's give him a Kuntry Club welcome. Welcome, Dwayne. Joseph hadn't been here in a while, but he said it's been a while, so apparently he had been here before. But Dwayne, I don't think I have seen comment ever before. So I could be wrong. Y'all know I get that CRS stuff. No, we're going to talk about Kickstarters in general, of what you think it takes to be a successful Kickstarter. John Mack put up there, you know, a catchy intro video. Well, that gets your attention. That grabs your attention. I get that. But is that really necessary for it to be a successful Kickstarter? I'm reading Discord right now. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'll talk to him later. I can't talk right now, but I will later. All right. No, he did. He absolutely did a fantastic job. I wasn't knocking Joe at all. I mean, that was a successful Kickstarter. Matter of fact, it was a successful multi-tiered Kickstarter, which is even harder to do. You know, he over-delivered. He did what he said he was going to do. But that one was really a simple one to deliver on. You know what I mean? Yes, it was a lot of work for him to model the dinos and stuff like that. But it was yeah, it was a super safe bet. So, you know, it's good for him because he didn't have an end game in mind. You know what I mean? There was no, we need this much funding to get a product to production ready. So that was, Joe's was successful, but I don't know that it was a good example of what most Kickstarters are. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm glad Joe did good. I'm glad his Kickstarter worked and it was cool. But I don't think that's the norm of what Kickstarters are. Because to me, when I think of Kickstarter, what I think is somebody's got an idea. They probably have a prototype that works mostly. They need the funding to get that prototype production ready and to set up the production, shipping, and all this other stuff that they need to get in place so that they can have a successful business going forward. No, that's absolutely true. And that's one thing I was talking to Ken about last night, was that the Kickstarter is great, but if you don't put all of the pieces in place, the shipping, the storage, the order system, all that stuff, if you don't put all of that in place, you're not going to be successful after the Kickstarter. Okay, Fernando. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Make sure your pricing is attractive enough, but it also needs to cover what you need to cover, right? So it needs to be a realistic pricing schema. You know, it's like Ken was saying last night. Right. But he was saying, you know, that it'll be around $30 for the Prusa sheet that I have right here that's going to across the pond. So me, myself, I wouldn't want him to cut himself short, you know, and piss people off, so that when he goes and he starts delivering these and they're $38 instead of $30, they're mad because well, that's $8 more than you said it was going to be. Well, yeah, of course. But my question, Scott, on that one was, did you back it because it was a software project from an established company you knew already? Is that why you backed it? Or was it a needed software that you needed, and two, looked like a completely viable product that would in turn, you know, move the company forward? Okay. But now, how did you find out about that Kickstarter? Because see, that's my thing. I don't know of any I don't go looking for Kickstarters. I don't read a lot of other stuff. True, Mr. Buttram, you're right. Well, Robbie, you can offer a substantial upgrade to something that's already out there and still do just as well. You know, it doesn't have to be completely new. It's just got to be better than what's available. The Ender 3 market is huge. Yeah, it is. It is, and Ken will do well to cover that. Outside of Kickstarter through existing connection. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I see one every now and again on Twitter, and I go check it out. Nah. You know, I saw Joe's. I wasn't financially able at the time to support Joe's. I actually thought about it, and I'm like, you know, I've got, even at the $25 level or whatever it was, I've got more, I had more pressing things to pay for. Michael Stoffel, you're right. The Pallet 2 does look good. It, however, was not a Kickstarter. Wish they would have Kickstarted it. I think it would have went a long way. But you know, I get it. I think they're doing the right thing. Oh yeah, absolutely, Robbie Mac. Absolutely. Well, that's true too, Mr. Buttram. And, you know, you're not going to get the Ender 2 bed up to 120 to 130 degrees. You're not going to print on it at those temperatures unless you do some major upgrades. Well, you know, if they didn't do it, you know, if they didn't complete and do it, then refunding the money is one thing. But one problem, pre-sale is a Kickstarter. Yeah, but it's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about going to Kickstarter, watching the videos, reading all about it and stuff like that. What's up, Sean? But that's what I'm talking about, is true Kickstarters where, you know, you go, you look, it's a new product or at least a major upgrade. Well, you know, 3D Printing Trucker, you can say that. But I think this is a swing for the fence is what I think this is. It either makes it or it don't. That come down through the grapevine. That filtered down through the trees and landed in my ear. But this is a home run swing right here. So if they connect with the ball, then that's friggin' awesome. But if they swing and miss, you know. But back to the Kickstarters. I've looked at one Kickstarter that there's no freaking way I would have ever done it. Okay, Glenn. And hey, how are you? But I've looked at one Kickstarter, actually two, three. I looked at one that I said no way. 2 and 3 I didn't have the money to do, so I couldn't have helped anyway. So one of them I didn't think was going to be successful. The other one was not really what I consider a Kickstarter. So, oh man, that root beer just got me burping a bunch. Sorry about that, by the way. All right. Can do this right here and leave that conversation. All right. Oh. All right, cool. All right, I got it, Glenn. Sorry, y'all. I got off on Twitter for a second. Glenn got me interested. Should have waited till the end and then told me. But yeah, though, the a successful Kickstarter, yes, it's got to be catchy. It's got to be well thought out and planned. Filament welder to get rid of. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't think that's going to come anytime soon. You know, I kind of understand when I talk to Mosaic about doing that. The problem is that even with only two stepper motors, extruders in the Mosaic pallet, I still don't think you could get it from 500 to like 150 bucks. Yeah, it says employee of the month right below it, you know, because he's in a tie and all this stuff. It says employee of the month, Sean. So, yeah, I talked to them about that. I don't know if that's going to do it. I think you could build one using something similar to what they do. I just don't know if it ain't in my wheelhouse. All right. So we are 6:25. Okay. Cool. So the video that catches your attention, the details that grab your sensibilities, you know, because if it's too far out, then you're not going to do it. And if it's too little, then you'll be like, it's just crap anyway. So, all right. So let's call in. Let's discuss that and more, whatever you want to discuss. Because, I mean, there's only so much we can say about Kickstarters that hadn't already been said. So, Teresa says she can talk in about an hour. All right, cool. Come back and see us. But yeah, if you want to call in, you know how to get there. Get on the Discord. Click on the Discord. I will be in the private room. You can get in the queue. And I can patch you in if you want to talk on the YouTubers. On the YouTubers. But other than that, I really don't got nothing. I mean, really. I was talking with somebody today and I'm like, you know what? I've got to figure out a better way to get my information and talk, you know, because talking 2 hours is pretty fun, but this is a call-in show. Y'all are supposed to call in. Don't make me go over to Twitch and start doing some sports analysis stuff. I ain't got no time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. And this is crap too. Do 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 do. Did you know this? Funding canceled. Funding for this project was canceled by the project creator on August 12th. Yes, I do know what happened. I don't think he was ready. Who is Bob Saget? I don't know. Some Canadian. But I don't think he was ready. I think he needed to regroup. I think there were a lot of questions asked that he didn't have the answers to. And I also think that his goal was a little ambitious for the Kickstarter and things of that nature. I don't know 100%. If Chris Lane jumps in, we'll ask him that question. You know, what exactly went into your decision to stop your Kickstarter? You know, I don't know. That's another destroyed Eiffel Tower, by the way. I think he's Canadian, isn't he? And hey, James, how are you? So what's everybody doing for supper then? God dang it, boy. Yeah, no, he stopped it right after. It was shortly after the Friday night hangout, if I'm not mistaken, that he was on. I think that you know, there was, and I didn't watch it. I didn't see it. That was the night I fell asleep. I actually wanted to be a part of that one, and yeah, no, my body said no, you're not. So I didn't get to watch it. But from my understanding, that right after that is when he canceled it. And he sent out an email and said I had to cancel it. And he didn't really give a specific reason. So I'm not 100% sure what his reasoning was. Lamb barbecue. And you're coming to Florida with that, right? Come on. Come on, bring that on over. So do we know of any good Kickstarters that are going on right now? That are up and running, and that you yourself have looked at and said, oh, Thomas Elrod can't call in. Have you yourself have looked at and said, I think I might back that. I could see me backing that. Anybody? Anybody want to give a shout out to a Kickstarter that they'd like to see funded, and you know that you may or may not have money in? Not kick farters. If I kicked right now, I'd probably fart. You'll just jump over with it. I hear you. Just take the boat, man. You got a speedboat, right? I hear you, Shawna. One of these days they're gonna be big enough to kick back, and you're gonna be too old to move or run or anything else for that matter, except for get kicked. Y'all gonna make me stop doing country call-in on Thursday. Give me an extra day off. Y'all be so sweet. Y'all gonna sit here and watch me snip on broken plastic? Made a nice little table though. Cleaned all that fuzz off of it. Now I can set something on it, like my Buddha. Ah, look. Now I got my Buddha. It's the Buddha Tower. Yeah, Martin, you know, that's my biggest thing. You know, if I have $1,000 laying there that I'm like, you know what, I need to do something with this, Kickstarter is probably not going to be where I put it. Yes, I hear you, Shawna. Garth Brooks did a song about it called "The Night I Called the Old Man Out." Starts off, the dining room fell silent. I can't believe what I just said. I just told my dad he's full of it, and I watched his face turn red. Yeah, it didn't go well for him either. What's up, Kit? How are you? It's slow stream tonight, Kit. It's slow stream. I'm glad you're here. Why don't you jump on the Discord over here and join me? We can chat for a minute. What's up, Tom? Call in. I've been waiting on you. No, just kidding. Get on the Discord and click that Q right there, and I'll drag you up and we can talk to Tom for the first time. No, that's me, Martin. I just can't. I mean, unless it was like Scott said earlier, it's from a known entity and it's a product that I'm going to absolutely need, would I be able to? Oh no, that's fine. I'll take care of chat. I just want you to talk. And I could guarantee that, you know, it's something that I would get and use. Yeah, no, it's on Discord, Sean. I don't get any cell service in my house. What's up, Mike? You can try calling my cell phone all you want. It's just going to go straight to voicemail. Straight to voicemail. Shut up and take my money. Well, send it here. Send it along with my MMU too. And I will take your money. Oh, it's 8:23. End of August is coming up quick. Well, you know, Martin, that's been a big debate as well. That's true, James. But some of that could be used for funding the development of the product. You know, and I understand in Prusa's, you know, case maybe, but they may not be cash strapped either, you know? No. Why would I like red and yellow? You gonna make me reprint the whole dang thing. God dang it. Well, no, pre-sale is fine too, if you have the money to develop the product. I mean, if you're taking their money as a pre-sale, and using that to develop the product, then, you know, you're I don't know. It's kind of weird. What's up, Paul Cumber? How are you, my friend? That's true. That's true, Mr. Buttram. I hear you, Shane. Yeah, no, that's it. And you know, I'm not in a position to say, here's $1,000. I'm good. I'm not in that position. You know, and any Kickstarters that I look at that I'm gonna want or whatever, you know, well, I did want Joe's, but I didn't have the money at the time. What's up, Ricky Tanner? But any Kickstarters that I'm gonna back are going to be expensive, $600-700, and I don't have $600 or $700 to donate to somebody, or even lend them for a couple months. You know, that's the biggest thing about Kickstarters. I just, you know, you got to have that cash in a way that you can liquidate it, and I just don't have that. The best bet recipe. Yeah, no doubt. You know, and there are people out there. I mean, you see it all the time. I mean, damn, dude got $50,000 for wanting to know how to make potato salad. You know, my daughter's GoFundMe's at $240. I don't get it. I mean, it's much better money spent her going to Ireland and learning something than some dumbass wanting to make potato salad. All right, you ready, Tom? You got to turn off your YouTube. Hey, Tom, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How about that? We've got Tom, Filament Frenzy, on the phone. I was actually, what are you doing? Are you driving home from work? What are you doing?
No, I just don't have my laptop set up where I am at the minute, so I'm in the print chat, but I just haven't got the laptop to see the chat, and so I'm using the phone. I got you. The 3DFR, Richard, in here. Welcome back, sir.
Now, Tom, yeah, I need you to send me your address so that I can mail something out to you. Uh-oh, I lost him. Dadgummit. Come back. Come back. Come back, Tom. No, we lost him. There he is. You dropped off on me.
I'm back.
Yeah, I need you to tweet me your address so that I can send you something.
Yeah, that looks really interesting, that, you know.
Now, if I send it to you, are you going to use it like we said?
Yeah, definitely. I'll put it. Is it it's for the Prusa, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll put it straight on.
It's for the Mark III.
Yeah, well, I'm currently, I'm about to start printing the some parts for the MK2 in CP, so I'll start there, and I'll try it with everything: PLA, CP, CPU, ABS, you name it. I'll try it.
But yeah, tweet me your address. I'll get it in a box and get it out to you.
Yeah, I'll send you it in a message, no problem.
Yeah, that's cool. But now, like I said, put it through its pace. I mean, don't try to destroy it. You know how that works. use it in a normal manner. You know.
Yeah, give it some hours.
Yeah, just give it some hours, because I'm going to tell you, I think it's going to hold up just as well, if not better, than the Prusa's ones will.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like I scratched it already.
Well, the reason I'm excited by it is that I never really experienced PI at all until I got a Prusa. Everything else were either build tack, blue tape, glass, Magigoo, and so on. So when I got the first Prusa, I was introduced to PI, and I really started to get fond of it. Now, I've not experienced the powder-coated one, but obviously if it's as good as what the standard one is, if not better, then, and the fact that he offers it for a variety of machines, that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah. And, you know, that's the thing, you know, and I don't think he got it across as good as he could have last night. What's up, Llama? He was, the way that it comes is, you know, it comes in a roll. The steel comes in a roll.
Yeah.
And the way he wants to manufacture these is to get a bunch of them together and cut them in a way so that, you know, there's as little waste as possible as he cuts things.
Yeah.
So that's why he was hoping for the Kickstarter and to do it that way. You know,
well, personally, I've never actually backed a Kickstarter myself. I've looked into some, I've been shown some, I've never actually backed it myself, and that's because, for me, my journey into 3D printing, I got my first printer, which was a Da Vinci, which was sort of closed source. So I never really had the aspirations to look to chase that sort of get a cheaper unit, early order, something new technology, and so on. And now I've got to the point where I feel like I've grown past Kickstarters, like I'd never back a Kickstarter. Like the Venturi 3D one, for instance. Yeah. I think that's the first Kickstarter that's come across in a long while that I don't think failed because people didn't think that the products that they said they were going to deliver, they would deliver, because I believe wholeheartedly that that product would have been delivered. Yeah. I just think that the marketplace that product was aimed at didn't get to see it in enough time to back it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I absolutely. It's going good, Paul Cumber. But I think that, you know, with the PEI powder coating on these sheets, I think that we can get that in front of the eyes that want to see it, and the price point's a lot better. You know? Yeah,
and I think if he also makes his target market and his biggest selling thing that it's for all printers, rather than just marking it at the producer, because there's a lot of clones, there's a lot of so on, as we know, and people don't take kindly to it. Now, I'm not saying he's doing a clone or he's copying an idea, but I think his biggest selling point is that he can offer a premium product that's sort of offered elsewhere by someone else, but limited to one machine, whereas he can open up to a range of machines. I think that's his biggest selling point, rather than saying, buy me instead of Prusa because I'm better, because I don't think that'll ever work for him. I'm not saying that that's what he's going to do. I just don't think that that'd be the best place going forward.
Yeah, no, I get you. And I think so too. I think that's his biggest selling point, is that, hey, we can make this on any printer.
Exactly.
You know, up to a given size, of course.
And even the conversation going back and forth about Glenn's giant printer that he's building, that just showed that there is, obviously, there's a lot of room there for customization, different sizes and so on. So that's also another good feature. It's not just standard size.
Correct. What's up, Reach 3D Printers? Rob from the UK and Big Steve, how are y'all? And which gnome, I don't know which one you're talking about. I don't even see one. But it was difficult getting information out last night. I hope the interview got as much information as y'all wanted across, because
I think it just came across slower, like the whole printer talk, like the stuff that he'd done with the Ender 3. Now I've got an Ender 3, I've got two Ender 3s in stock format, so to see him talk about his printer and what he'd actually done on it was great, but because the excitement was about the build sheet, it kind of came across too slow, if that makes sense. So the excitement we're building, and then he didn't sort of throw it out there. If he'd have just gone straight into the sheet and then talked about his printer, it might have gone across a little bit better. But I don't know the guy, like I say, it must take a lot to just get on camera. But you always hold an interview really well. So,
and he's a very private person. Ken is. Yeah. It's hard for him to sit in front of the camera like that. So, yeah, I get it. You know, I appreciate him coming on, because I think that once you see the product, and like I said, I scratched it, and I don't even know how I scratched it.
Just blame it on me. Blame it on me, and then I'll blame it on Chris Riley.
All right, you can blame it on Chris Riley. Just don't pick at it. Don't pick at it like I'm doing when you get it. But it really is. I mean, even, you know, he didn't want to compare it to the Prusa or whatever, but I do, because I don't know what size micron they say they have on theirs, but this 50 microns, the texture that it gives is a lot smaller and a lot cooler looking to me than.
Do you like the smaller texture, or did you want the rougher texture originally?
But the thing is, I think you can do with both. You know,
well,
really.
I saw when I saw originally, and I saw the texture powder coating before I ordered the MK3. I was excited for it, and I thought it was great, and it were a big reason why I bought it. But when I selected it, and I chose not to wait, because I was more excited for the printer than the build surface.
Right.
And then when I got the smooth PAI, which is what I've got that came on the machine, and I printed my first print, and I saw that glass finish without having to use Magic Glue or anything. Because on glass, yeah, you can do it. It's great, but when you fill in a CR10 bed literally full with a glass print with no adhesion, sometimes it's just risking it for no reason.
Yeah.
So to see that finish with that great adhesion without having to use any solution, for me, that was fantastic. So I've really fallen in love with smooth PAI. So that then again made me excited for the textured PAI. But for me, it's not a deal breaker.
Yeah. No, I understand. But I think the option of having options is really good.
Yeah.
You know, because like, especially on his, the backside doesn't have anything. So you could put smooth PEI on that side and have the textured on the other side. You know,
yeah, well, that's the way that BuildTak have gone recently with their flex plate. They made their PEI sheet the same thickness as their BuildTak sheet so that you could put it on both sides, set your Z offset and still have the same when you flip it either way. I can't comment on BuildTak's PEI because I ain't used it myself, but I read somewhere recently on their website about it, and that's why they've gone for that sort of thickness.
Yeah, no, I got you. So, Tom, we're gonna have you on for an interview. Now you need to get us set up for a camera and get ready to sit down and talk with me for an hour on camera.
I'm ready. I've been getting, with the 3DP Hangouts, I've been getting ready. I've got cameras and so on. The problem for me was getting it all linked in together so that it all works together, sort of live rather than just recording. So I'm getting there.
Yeah. So are you ready yet?
I'm ready.
You're ready?
Ready as in, not ready as in tomorrow, ready as in maybe a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks, come on. Mr. Buttram, yes, he is still in college. He is going for his degree in software engineering. No, I got to do it sooner. When are you going to be on the Friday night hangout, the European version?
The next one, which I think's not this Friday, next Friday.
Oh, well, you need to be my interviewee next Wednesday then.
Yeah, I can do it. Well, Wednesday is my day off, so that makes life easier.
Well, it's 6 to 7, so it's midnight there anyway.
Yeah, but I can power nap through the day.
Oh, I got you. So next Wednesday, we're going to do Filament Frenzy. That sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Y'all heard it here. We're going to do Filament Frenzy next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. I don't even know what date that is.
Instantly scared.
It's on the 29th of August. Well, for us in the U.S., some of y'all in the Australia or somewhere like that, it's probably not. It's probably like the 30th of August or something like that. So now I get to jump on the EU hangout. I get to have Filament Frenzy in front of the masses first. Oh, and believe you me, the questions are going to come.
No, I'm ready for them, honestly. I love watching your stream. It makes me, like I say, it feels relaxed. Same with Shane. I saw Shane from Prusa through yours, and I really enjoy watching his streams because like you can just listen along to you guys, and you learn quite a lot just from the chat and from what people are saying, because not everybody knows everything. Like I'm the first to admit, honestly, I have so many failed prints and so many stupid moments. Once you're happy, it's all about how you feel. Once you're happy with the quality, right, you're always your biggest critic, then the world will be blown away.
That's exactly right. You know, and my daughter, when my oldest daughter, when she was 16 or 17 years old, she made an album singing, but she always doubted her voice.
Yeah.
You know, she was always doubting the strength and how she sounded, and you know, and she would never just turn it loose and let it go. And I kept trying to get her to do that, because when she would relax and sing, it was like the heavens opened up. You know what I mean? And she just would never do it. And I hate that. But you're right about the 3D printing, and I know everybody has failed prints. Everybody. I have 0 printers that have not failed at least once.
Yeah.
And some of it, most of it's user error.
The biggest question, like I get asked a lot, is, well, other than what's better, an Ender 3 or a Prusa MK3, I'm not even answering that question.
Yeah.
Is what's my goal with 3D printing? I get asked it from like family members. I get asked it from friends. I get asked it from people that 3D print, like people like yourselves and so on.
Yeah.
And the thing I always say is I actually don't have a goal. I have no goal here. I take from the process what I need.
Right.
And sharing and learning and growing from sharing what I do and people sharing what they do, I take a lot from it. Yeah. And I'm open to everything. So I have no route where I think this is what I want to do. I am open to everything.
Well, can you see the stream right now, Tom?
Yeah, I can.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it'll be a little delayed, but I printed these, and it's nothing, and they're not printed well or anything like that. I just printed them. But these, which go together like so, I printed because I need them for my TiVo Little Monster upgrade to the Duet. Okay? I watched these print like it was the first time I had ever seen a 3D print. That's what I get from 3D printing. I am still amazed that every layer goes down exactly where it's supposed to, and something just grows on the build sheet. That still amazes me.
Yeah, and for me, things that shock me is like I had a friend around, a family friend. He's an older gentleman, and he come in to like where all the printers were running, and they were all going at once. It was Tuesday, so Wavy Wednesday were due, so you can imagine it were all going crazy. And he walked in, and you could see in his face he couldn't take it in, even if you just put one printer in front of him, and that's something that I forgot, is that because I've been sort of so immersed in 3D printing, to me it's become the norm. Yeah. And it's not until someone sees it that literally has no experience other than seeing it on an Iron Man film in the background, for instance. Oh, that's one of those 3D printers, or hearing it on the news. When they see it in action and you can see it taken away, that's when you realise sort of how powerful it can be.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it, man. You know, Martin says, yeah, he watches his printers a lot, always amazed. And Scott said he thought that Filament Frenzy's goal was to make the rest of us look bad and feel inferior. Maybe that's just him, though.
I feel this like there's a lot of people that say to me, oh, like they want to take me on and have like a print off and stuff like that. Now, a lot of the time, I feel bad. It's not that I don't want to seem like I'm sort of big-headed, because I'm not. That's not me. I'll happily lose to make somebody feel better. No problem at all. And I don't enjoy the competition because I don't enjoy, well, like people say, schooling people. That's not what I'm here for.
Well, and not only that, I mean, what do you get out of it? You know what I mean?
I don't take anything from it.
Exactly. Now, don't get me wrong. When I finish a great print, like I'm holding a Benchy right now, that is probably, it's probably one of the best Benchies I've ever printed. And it was printed. It was printed on my Hypercube that I printed and put together right here on this YouTube channel. I am so proud of this. You know what I mean? That's what I get. I do it for me. I don't do it for other folks, you know? Yeah. So.
And that's why I want to see it go as mainstream as possible, because the more mainstream it goes, the more printers that are in back bedrooms, on kitchen work surfaces, on bedroom floors, we've all been there. The more printers that are like that, and the more people that use them, the more the technology and the better experience that we'll have ourselves. And I feel a lot of responsibility sometimes to sort of, a lot of people ask me, like, for instance, the Formbot, the printer, it's I think $1,500 or something where you guys are, and I get asked a lot about what's my honest opinions on that printer, and sometimes it's difficult because the people that are asking me see finished prints, and then they see a printer that looks like it just runs, but it's a really difficult machine to run, and sometimes it's hard to put that across.
Yeah, no, I get you. I mean, every 3D printer I've seen and talked about with anybody, they all take work. It's not something, there's no perfect push the button and go.
No.
And I think that's what, you know, when we were talking about Chris Lane, the Venturi 3D, I think that's what he was trying to get to. Yeah. I don't know that the hardware technology is there yet. Because as long as you have something mechanical, there's always a chance for failure.
Yeah.
You know, and it's going to take tweaks and time to do like you do and get your profiles dialed in. Because how many settings are there in Simplify 3D that you can change on a profile?
Too many.
Exactly. And at any given time, one of those settings could be needed to be moved by 0.1. How many times do you have to print something to find out that, oh crap, it's that one setting that needs to go up by 0.1, you know?
Well, for me, in profile dialing, there's a lot of time saved that I've learned. For instance, multiple process. If you want to try stuff by 0.1, 0.2 in retraction, then slice the single part into 11 different processes and make all those single processes them single changes. And then when you print that part, you've printed one part and you've tested 11 different settings, and then you can pull off that 11 different factors that you can take from, and you can then work that out and come across with some more settings, and then again variable process, and then you'll find that after 3 or 4 prints you'll get to a point where you've got a mind-blowing finish compared to whereas before you'd be making 15 or 20 little prints to make those little adjustments. Try and make as many as ones as you can.
Yeah. Well, Martin just said, hey Tom, since we're live, thanks for helping him out with his CR10 profile.
He's more than welcome. I've got a Cura one coming. I've got a tweak to the MK3 one. When my MK3 one comes out next, it'll include PLA, PTG, ASA, and TPU, and BioFlex. But I just need to finish some tweaking with that.
You need to hurry up and get the CEP or CPE dialed in, because I've got a whole bunch of it.
Yeah, well, I'm printing CP now on my PTG set, just with the fan slightly higher, because what I find a lot of prints that, for instance, if you print PTG, if you print at the temperatures that the manufacturer recommends, you find a lot of the time that you have to have the fan slightly lower than up to 100%. Now, that's okay and it makes for a good print, but a lot of the stuff that I print isn't really square. A lot of it has overhangs and so on. So I print PTG hotter, so like 250, 255, and then I overcool it. So I throw a lot more fans at it than what I would normally because of the extra temperature. And I find that I can print a lot better overhangs that way and get like cleaner prints, like PLA type prints, but using PTG.
Right. Well, what's the use case for CPE? What is a use case that you would think of for using CPE?
It's got many uses, really. If you just think PTG, it's essentially the same thing. CP and PTG, they're both copolyesters. They're pretty much the same sort of thing. But again, Prusa parts, look at Shane's Prusa that he did, beer Prusa, that thing's sick. But again, any sort of functional strength sort of piece. When I test for filamentum, a lot of the filaments, I get 3 or 4 that might be at a stage that are not ready, as in it needs more glitter, it needs more colour, we don't like that colour and so on. But most of it is stuff that's ready to run, so that most of it's done, the testing's ready, they just need prints to show its functionality and show what sort of bed rates it sticks to, what it does stick to, what it doesn't stick to. So like dual extruding CP to see whether it sticks to TPU, whether it sticks to PLA, what temperatures it sticks at them, and then obviously putting it all into a data sheet and sending it back. It's all pretty simple. It sounds technical, but it's actually not.
Oh, well, that's cool. You know, and we'll talk about it Wednesday, because you're on for Wednesday. So we're going to discuss some of this stuff on Wednesday, and I don't want to give away my entire interview. So
Wavy Wednesday Country Club edition.
Wavy Wednesday Country Club edition. That's fine. Have some wavy stuff ready.
Oh, I've got loads, don't worry. I'm swimming in it. I
think you just print like wavy stuff all week and then pick the best one for Wednesday, don't you?
Yeah, no, do you know something? I'll be honest with you. A lot of the waves, sometimes, like, not last week, the week before, I had a bit of family trouble with my little girl. Well, so I actually started Wavy Wednesday, like 3 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. And then I was throwing out all the waves through the day. And obviously, people see that, it must be printing thousands. Sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it's a spur of the moment thing. But sometimes there's a lot of thought process, like the stripy ones. The stripy ones, some of them take 15 to 20 minutes to slice alone. It all depends. But it were a great thing. Fernando designed some waves and asked if we'd like to print them. And then we all thought, well, let's just do it on one day. And I threw Wavy Wednesday out there just because I thought, selfishly, it's my day off.
Right.
So, and the community got behind it. And it's just about everybody printing something that's of a similar variety. It doesn't really matter, even if it's not wavy. If you tag it with Wavy Wednesday, you sort of still included. It's just so that everybody prints something with a common goal, so we're all interacting about something that's similar, rather than or we're talking about Kickstarters, we're talking about slicer settings, we're talking about this. It doesn't really matter. We just want to see something that you've printed, and then we can all sort of say, wow, that's great. I might try something like that next week, and all sort of see what everyone else, how they interpret it, for instance.
Oh, I absolutely love looking at the Wavy Wednesday prints. I really do. I absolutely love it. Now, you print a lot, so I mean, you give away a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah, a lot of them I give away. I print. Well, I don't consider it that I print a lot, but obviously, I get told a lot that I do.
Oh.
And also whenever I get asked a question like this, like, oh, you print a lot. Like now, I've only actually got one printer running. I've never actually got them all on at once. It's just not. I have an idea. Like now, I'm printing some Prusa parts, and then I'll go carry on doing whatever I'm doing. And then I'll think, oh, what about this? And then I'll just put another printer on, and I'll do it. And then before long, there'll be 5 or 6 running. It's not like I don't farm it. I don't set all the prints up, get them all ready. I just sort of go with it.
I hear you. Well, and you know, that's the cool thing about having multiple printers too, because used to, when I only had one, I would be printing something and find something that I wanted to print and be like, oh crap, I gotta wait 20 hours before I can print it. You know? That really sucked. John's here from You Do It. The Lightspeed said that you saved his MK3 from the dumpster.
Nice.
So that's awesome. And Shane says if he loosens up his pulleys from the motor shafts, he can get some wavy shifting going too. Does that count?
Definitely.
Oh, wow. Wow. But no, I'm looking forward to the interview, man. That's really cool. You don't have much YouTube stuff out there either, do you?
No, I've just got 3 or 4 videos of just like some time lapses and stuff like that, but I do plan to do it. It's not, I don't struggle. I'm not struggling as in filming and stuff like that. I'm just trying to think of subjects that I can do and try and get in front, really, because the biggest thing that I've heard from a lot of people that I've asked is that record videos is to try and get a little bit in front, try and get 5 or 6 videos sort of made and then start. And that's the biggest sort of regret that they had, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it absolutely, because of the time that it takes to make them. So if you're planning on, like, say Chris Riley does one a week, if you're planning on doing once per week, then, you know, you've got 5 weeks to make, you know, 3 couple more videos so that you can keep scheduling out. You know what I mean? Like me doing live streams all the time, I don't really get that many days off. I get Friday off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because I can't schedule these out. They're live. So
we got an extra one today.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did, because there was no mail. But it's just, you know, that's one thing that does need to happen. I mean, if you're going to start, you know, making consistent content and you want any time off whatsoever, you know, there's always good to have a good stockpiling up where you can go, okay, I've got these 6 videos sitting here waiting on release. I can release this one this day and this one this day, and I can take 2 weeks off and then come back and cram a little bit to catch back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and that's a good thing to do. I don't do that. Wish I could take my own advice and do some of that. Because like Saturday, not this Saturday, but the following couple of Saturdays, I may not be able to do my morning coffee. So it would be good for me to have a video to release, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Making tacos, video making tacos, that's what I vote for.
Video of making tacos. I'm not making cooking videos. It's just
I enjoy the interviews though. Seeing people like, well, I missed Uncle Jesse because YouTube didn't give me a notification. It was just pure rude. But I watched it back, and like the Broken Nerd and stuff like that. Like I actually follow these guys, and when you see them on your channel, the thing that's unique is the things when they open up and they just talk. These are the things that you can't get from following these type of sort of characters. And like when the Broken Nerd said about what his name meant, as in the Broken Nerd, because he doesn't fit the picture of a nerd, but inside he's a nerd inside out.
Yeah.
And that sort of really resonated with me, because that's the kind of guy that I am. I'm a nerd inside, but outside you sort of never know, and you don't get to see that side of those figures as you do on social media when you see it in an interview.
That's an absolute fact, and that, you know, and I talked with Chris Riley, and I've talked with several people about, you know, what I'm trying to do with my interviews, and that's what they are. It's not for me to sit here and say, hey, you know, let me give you all the stuff you already know about these people. It's for me to try to find something that you don't know, you know, and just to have a relaxed conversation with them where they're not on all the time. Because, like, you know, I met Jesse at Earth, right? But he was going 90-0 the whole time. I mean, he was wide open the whole time. There was no relaxed time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, for me, I never really printed, like Thor's hammer and stuff from the Broken Nerd. They were inspired by the Broken Nerd, but the biggest sort of inspiration there is Uncle Jesse. I never really printed Marvel, Iron Man, any of that sort of stuff. I've watched the films, I enjoy it, but it was never my thing to print. And then when I saw Uncle Jesse videos, I always really enjoyed the way that he puts his videos together. They're really cool. And then to see him printing some things like Iron Man and that sort of Marvel culture, I really sort of enjoyed it. And then when I printed one myself, that's where the giant sort of Thor's hammer came from. That's where Iron Man came from, because I saw Sanic's design, and again I saw him featured by Uncle Jesse. So it really opened up like a different side to what I printed before. So I'm always thankful for that.
Right. Here, John from You Do It said, here's something you don't know about me, Walter. Every shirt that I wear makes me look fat.
Did you see that picture that he posted the other day with the canoes, and then they were like the sunset?
No, I did not.
I'm hoping it's the right person. It looked awesome anyway.
I get some really good pictures here. I posted a couple on Twitter a while back of the sunset here. We have a place where two rivers meet, not far from here.
Yeah.
And it meets right where it goes into the Gulf of Mexico. So you can get some spectacular sunsets right there. Or sunrises if you want to be there when daylight strikes. But
I hate pictures in general.
You hate pictures?
Taking pictures in general, it's not. I know people say, like, they say a lot of good pictures from me and so on, but I used to do a lot of pictures in a light box, and it were really demanding, like to actually take a picture and then make all the lights right, and then send it from one phone to another phone to crop it to the right size, and then I got an iPhone X and started to take pictures just outside, you know, just random snapshots, and that's sort of where it all came from. I have no photography background whatsoever. I literally take the print outside, look for the best light, and take a picture.
Yeah.
Well, normally I take about 15 pictures and then pick the best 2 or 3, and I found that if you use 3 on Twitter, then the first one's a little bit bigger and it always looks a little bit nicer.
Yeah. Hey K1s, how are you? But I mean, I'm excited now, Tom, because I get to interview you on Wednesday. So now I get to go pour through your entire Twitter landscape.
Oh, don't make sure you skip last 3 weeks. I've had a bit of drama last 3 weeks.
I know, I'm going to go through every bit of it, believe me. Every bit. Because you don't have any YouTube. I can't watch what you do, so I have to go read everything I can about you.
You can. I've got rainbow dragons and everything.
Oh, Lord of mercy. I think it's going to be a fun interview. Actually, you know, and that's what I was trying to get across to Ken last night is it's just me and you talking. You know, that I try to keep the chat out of it. I mean, and he was asking me, well, am I supposed to take care of the chat? No. The chat comes into play when there are questions. The rest of the chat, I try to leave alone on the interviews because I deal with chat the entire time on all of my streams, you know, and I guess you're going to get to sit here and talk to me until somebody else calls in because nobody else is calling in. I guess they all want to listen to Tom talk.
Have I actually been on a long time? Because I feel like I've been here forever.
Yeah, I wish people would line up and I could like say, okay, Tom, thanks for talking, and I could pick somebody, but they don't.
I vote Shane from Prusa.
You vote Shane? He's working though. See, he works 4:30 to midnight Eastern time.
Oh.
So he's actually working now. He watches this in the background.
He does some good stuff though. When I got my first Prusa, my first one that came, I put it all together. It worked-ish. It wasn't quite right. There were some things that weren't right with it, and I spoke to a few people online, Shane included, and I never really sort of discussed my issues with Shane as in sending the machine back. Shane only helped me fix, a couple of issues here and there that I sort of raised at the time. And I spoke with some people from Prusa via email and stuff, and the service that they provided from start to finish was fantastic. And then the machine that came second, they replaced the machine, was everything that I'd always been promised. Like, it's still to date now, it's still not skipped a beat.
Right.
But I think that the service that they provided in that, what I would call a dark time for me in my experience, was because I was really excited for it. I'd waited months and months and months, and my first Prusa, it were a little bit of a letdown, but the service that they offered after that point completely changed my opinions. I was actually excited to build the printer again and send it back, and they really made it a pleasant experience. So yeah, it was good.
That's nice, man. Hold on. Jeremy F., I'm sorry you're driving, buddy. I'd like to talk to you. I got Colin standing in the queue now, so that's cool. We'll get to Colin in just a second.
Yes.
Tom, and you got a whole hour of this next Wednesday.
I know, but I'll have some things ready.
Yeah, now Shane says, man, now he's got to send you another check.
Just tell him to send me a powder-coated PEI. I'll be his best mate for life. I don't want one else.
There you go. Send him a powder-coated PEI. You told him. He can hear you, so.
Tell him. I'll even pay for it, Walter. Honestly, I don't want it free, mate. I just want it. I wanted it for, like, I don't know. I feel like I wanted it since I was about 12.
Listen, I'm going to put one in the mail here shortly. You're going to have one shortly.
I'm buzzing. I'm really pleased about that.
Yeah, me too. I am too. But anyway, Tom, I'm gonna drag Colin in here in just a second. But man, it's been nice talking to you, and I can't wait till Wednesday, man. I really can't.
Yeah, same here. I'm excited. I'll get ready, and I'll try and have some bits ready to show you, and some things that if you talk about, I might have them. But and I'll try not to have many printers on because it gets, obviously, it's noisy.
Okay, Tom. Appreciate you calling in, buddy.
Yeah, you too. Thank you, Walter.
Yep. All right, now we've got Colin Hill, who's going to come in. And I don't know what Colin's going to talk about today, but he always talks about something good. So here he is. What's up, Colin?
Hey.
Oh, Colin, you're an influencer.
Oh, because John says so? I wouldn't trust a word that guy says.
Whatever. What's up, shenanigans?
But I missed the first 15 minutes or so, but I was just going by the title. I don't know whether I'm still undecided about Kickstarter. I actually contributed to one Kickstarter that was more of a pre-sale sort of deal.
Yeah.
Where it was an established company and they had a product that they wanted to just measure, the appeal of. And I got the product and it was as expected, more or less, and that was okay with me. I've not touched Kickstarter since. That was like 2014 or something, maybe 2015.
Right.
And there seem to be two different distinct approaches to Kickstarter. There are the startups that are trying to generate some cash without giving up equity, and there are the established companies doing sort of market research. And it's interesting to see people respond negatively to those established companies trying to do, gauge sales demand for something. That seems like a perfectly legitimate use of Kickstarter. But the other camp seems to get really upset about that if you follow the comments on some of these things.
Well, I mean, you're always going to have that, though, right?
Well, no, it doesn't seem legitimate at all. The platform exists, and if it isn't hurting anybody, why are doing pre-sales on there an unreasonable thing to do?
No, I mean you're gonna have the two camps that are always going to be adamant about their position no matter what. That's what I meant. You're always going to have that with everything.
You've got two use cases. They don't have to be at odds.
No, I understand, and I agree with you completely. But those that are in one camp or the other are never going to agree with that.
I suppose.
That's like saying Star Wars or Star Trek.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw Kickstarter, I thought that they were going to just establish the platform, establish the infrastructure, and then as soon as the Reg FD changes went into effect, allowing cap tables of up to 500 participants, then you were going to start seeing Kickstarter involving equity.
Right.
Never happened, and I don't understand why, except maybe the Kickstarter is generating enough cash as is, and they thought they weren't going to make as big a margin doing equity transactions, or maybe there's too many regulations still or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have any idea there either, man.
Well,
Yes.
if you look at, there are plenty of competitors that do equity, like AngelList and that sort of thing.
Right, right.
So it just seemed a logical place for them to go, and they never quite did it.
Vishal Pai just became a new country zombie. I just got a new subscriber. Sweet.
Thanks for joining, Vishal Pai.
Vishal Pai. We
Was it V with a V? Vishal with a V? I didn't see it.
Vishalpai.
Ah.
Vishal Pai.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about, you know, what to you, if you went to Kickstarter, what would make you say, you know what, I think I can put some money on that. I can, you know, I've got $50. I can lose $50. What's going to make you give them your $50?
See, that's an interesting question, because there's very little that's going to make me gamble $50 on a product that may or may not show up. There's significantly more that's going to make me invest $200 in some small amount of equity in a company that might succeed or might fail.
Okay.
Right?
So yeah,
And you know, with enough due diligence, you're going to invest, you know, significantly more than that potentially. But you can't really do the due diligence, you know, required for outfits that list there. And that's the other problem. That it seems to be self-selecting to be the bottom of the barrel. This is true of AngelList and equities, and this is true of Kickstarter. Anyone who can find funding in any other way does so. So it's always the guys that are, you know, not desperate necessarily, but have difficulty finding financing any other way.
I wouldn't go that far either, because, you know, some of it is, you know, individuals who are trying to get this product off the ground, and they're spending every waking moment they have doing their day job, and then they come home and they pour everything they have into doing this product, and they don't have the time, nor can they afford to take off to have the time to go do the type of fundraising that is necessary sometimes. So Kickstarter for them may be their only avenue.
I don't mind, you know, offering seed capital for operations like that. The problem is Kickstarter removes those types of operations from the list, from availability, because one of their requirements is that a working prototype must exist. So you don't get to fund a project from the early stage. You have to fund it from the pre-tooling stage, which is what you always see.
Yeah, no, and I get that you need to have a working prototype, but that's what I'm saying. These people come home in the afternoons and all they're doing is working on making the prototype better. They may already have it, but, you know, and Mike's got a good point here. You know, if I'm an individual, I've watched Shark Tank a couple of times, only a couple, but I also don't want to give up half of my company to angel investors before I've even, you know, got the first product out the door. Okay,
Shark Tank is not venture capital. Shark Tank is entertainment capital.
I understand that.
The similarities are few and far between. You're not going to give up half your company. You might give up some percentage under 30, but it's worth it because it gets your company off the ground. Obviously that's the premise. And if that's not a position that an inventor, an entrepreneur wants to be in, there are certainly other options to finance their venture. But I don't. It really seems. I mean, I guess it's more true of AngelList than it is of Kickstarter, where it's self-selecting to be the bottom of the barrel companies, because they, anyone on AngelList is okay with giving up equity, and they would have tried to give up equity to anybody else through any other means before they go to AngelList. Now, Kickstarter, obviously, these are people who are not comfortable with giving up equity, and I guess not comfortable with going into debt or not in a position to take on more debt. I don't know. I guess my thing is I just haven't found another Kickstarter that was sufficiently compelling.
Well, see, Joe Paddock. Paddock makes a good point here. He's got My D&D Mini often do Kickstarters. They do it for volume sizing, and it makes sense so they don't make too many of a piece.
Right. It's market analysis, effectively, which is a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
Right.
Ken's thing, for example, his powder-coated sheet, I think that's a pretty solid product. I wouldn't go to Kickstarter with it, but his reason for putting it on Kickstarter was to learn about Kickstarter, right?
Part of it, yes.
Yeah. Well, that was the part that I caught of that interview. And I get that. It's an interesting platform, but it has drawbacks. At least from my perspective, it stigmatizes the companies that use it.
Well,
if you seek funding in the future on other platforms.
Okay. What's up, Dustin? But yeah, and Joe Paddock brought it up, and Ken could use it for volume sizing too.
Sure, absolutely.
And that's I think he said he was initially looking for, $30,000 or whatever. But if you're going to do $30 a sheet, that's only 1,000 sheets.
Yeah, I got to catch up with Ken and talk to him about his setup.
His pricing?
His infrastructure and what he wants to accomplish. He's got a pretty solid product from what I can tell.
Well, he does. He absolutely has a solid product. I've used it for 50 hours, and we're going to ship it across the pond and let Tom use it for several hours, and then we're going to ship it back across the pond to Chris Riley and see how it holds up.
Yes, make sure you include that note. You may only use it for several hours before you ship it back at your expense.
Yeah. No, I've talked to Tom, and I trust Tom to send it back when he's done
Tom's a
with
good
it.
guy.
Yeah. All right, guys, the lines are open. Anybody else wants to call in? Jump in the queue. I mean, Colin can talk like me. He'll sit here and talk for the whole 2 hours.
Oh yeah, I'll yell and scream about things for hours. I was. I wasn't quite sure what to make of Filament Frenzy's comment. He said, "Oh, Colin's in the queue." He says, "Oh, good." Now that was either he was really excited to hear from me, or he was really tired of talking to you. I'm not sure which it was.
I think he was just. Tom's a shy guy. Okay, he puts his stuff out on Twitter, but he's a shy person, or not. I'm not gonna say shy, but he's not. He's not like me, for sure.
Well, it's an interesting thing. You see, and you and I spoke about this briefly at IRF. You see people streaming and joining these sorts of communities where the primary communication mechanism is a video conference, effectively. And these people are quite honestly identify as introverts. You're one of the notable exceptions to that.
Yeah.
And
my good friend and yours, Glenn from Fun King, he'll tell you straight up, he's an introvert, and I mean, he's an introvert to the point of it makes him sick, physically.
Yeah,
sick.
Well, it's interesting because the streaming medium offers just enough distance to a lot of introverts that they can have an audience and deal with the audience without being on stage and curling up in a ball, I'm definitely an introvert. I can I can speak if I have in front of an audience if I have to, but I would certainly try to avoid it in most instances.
Mike said there's not many people like me.
No, of course not. You are one in a million, sir.
Okay. There's 300 million people in here, so there's at least 300 like me. Is that it? Hold on.
Damn
Shane
you
from
and your
Prusa-
math.
Shane from Prusa says he disagrees with a bit on that one. What do you which one do you disagree with? Because there's been a bunch.
About introverts?
I don't know.
What do you mean, Shane?
That's what I'm waiting on. I am special. I'm not going to be special like the president, calls people special, though. Oh, on the introvert one? Talking about Glenn being an introvert, or on introverts that Colin was talking about, that a lot of the YouTubers identify as introverts? Because I know, when I talked to Joel and we had our interview, Joel is not an introvert. But I do know that Tom Sandlater is very introverted.
Yeah, that's why you see the significant distinction when Tom does a live stream versus a scripted video. On the other hand, if you look at Joel, there's very little difference in his live stream and his scripted content. He's very spontaneous and not glib. Glib has a negative connotation, but he presents in an outgoing fashion in that regard.
Well, Teresa said either Joel is huge or Tom is tiny. Well, Joel is tall, but Tom is tiny as well. It's a little of both, Teresa. I don't know exactly how tall Tom is, but I'm a good, I'd say I'm a good 8-9 inches taller than he is. And Joel is like, what, 6'3", I think? So Joel's a very tall guy as well. He's 6'2" or 6'3", I can't remember, but he stands above me, and I'm 6 foot tall, so.
Yeah, it's always frustrating. Those of us who are 5'8", which I guess is average, really.
Yeah, 5'8" is the average, I think.
Yeah, I mean, statistically average, but then again, you got to look at the, populations with really short people in them as well. But yeah, it's a frustrating thing. You deal with a lot of people who are 6 foot and above, and this is not good for the ego.
Joe Paddock says Joe Paddock said that Tom was like 5'7" or 5'8". I don't think so. Tom was stretching it to be 5'6". So I would figure, I guarantee you, I would be a good 5 inches taller than he is. And like I said, I'm 6 foot tall. So 5'6", 5'7" if he's stretching. He's a little guy, and he's a very petite guy. He's not very big. Joel's a big guy, Mike said he's this tall and he's holding his hand on top of his head. I love the Kuntry Klub because they are freaking sharp. They are on it. Teresa says she's 160 centimeters tall. Scott the Hack Monkey said he's 6'3" and he dwarfed Tom. That's correct. And you and Todd said he's 5'3".
Takes all kinds.
That's right. It takes everybody to make the world go round.
Oh, I found, not to entirely change the subject, but I found a thing on Thingiverse where a gentleman went through and redesigned the Mark III hot end extruder assembly to work with the AM8 or A8 rod widths.
Really?
So, yeah. And so I was looking for some transparent PETG to see if I could come up with a way to do a transparent Mark III style extruder assembly.
Well, I will tell you that that's good news for me, because I was actually going to reprint all the parts on my Kuntry boat, because it's basically an AM8.
Yeah.
So what I was going to do is, you know, change everything to the MK3 widths, because I have a couple set of Montec extruder gears in a bag right here.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's my current problem. So I found a bunch of a couple of vendors that are selling knockoff Montec gears on AliExpress. So I ordered a couple of sets, and now I had already printed the adjusted Mark III extruder assembly parts, and it occurs to me that I would be much better off just printing the Mark III assembly parts and making the necessary adjustments in the X-axis holders,
Right.
because that's really the only thing that remains. I'm at an impasse. I haven't decided how to go about this most effectively at this point.
Well, I do got to say hello to Teresa. She jumped in here. And Joe Paddock did send me a picture, and he said he's 5'8", and him and Tom are about the same height. So I guess he just seemed a lot smaller, but he's a really small guy. Not, you know, well, he's not a fat American. How about that?
Those damn scrawny Europeans.
Yeah.
We can't crush them.
You know, it's one of the 10 biggest things that foreigners find really crazy is the portion sizes that we have in America.
Well, we are the only country that where restaurants actually expect you to take some part of it home.
Yeah.
To me, that's the mark of a quality restaurant, if they provide a reasonable portion size rather than like 3 meals worth.
Yeah.
That was one of those things that really threw me about some of the chain Italian restaurants out there now. I guess Olive Garden and some of these other ones actually will sell you a $10 or $15 meal, but they'll give you a whole other meal to take home.
Yeah.
Because we have to make this amount per check, and it doesn't really matter how much pasta we give you. So here's a whole nother meal.
My dad and I, he got out from having bypass surgery, and we went to Red Lobster. They were having endless shrimp like they do at Red Lobster, right? Yeah. So we stopped into Red Lobster and we get endless shrimp. Well, we got close to the end of the meal, and the lady goes, "Well, do you want me to put in a couple of orders for you so you can take some home?" And we're like, "Sure." And she's like, "Well, what do you want?" And my dad's like, "Well, I'd like this." And she said, "I'll tell you what, I'll just get you 2 of everything." She come back with like 10 to-go boxes full of shrimp.
Well, sure. I mean, she's operating off of tips, so she'll give you as much endless stuff as you can handle.
But I was like, that's just ridiculous. Tom said he can't wait to try our portion sizes. Yes, you can. They'll make you fat.
Oh yeah, no, there's no actual value add in this unless you're trying to gain weight.
Right. That's it. You know, and I heard a thing. The reason our portion sizes are so big is because we are so adamant about getting the most we can for the money we spend. And I get that. I understand. Not getting something reasonable for your dollar amount. You want more than what you think you should get. That's why all you can eat buffets do as good a business as they do.
I had a relative who will remain anonymous at this point, but who tells a story. I wasn't there to see this. He tells a story whereby he went to IHOP on an occasion where they had endless pancakes, and he was thrown out.
Wow!
Said, "You've had too much. Yeah, we're not serving you anymore."
Yeah, we went to Golden Corral one time, and we got there at like, I don't know, it was like 10:25 or it might have been 10:55. I don't know. Whenever it was like 5 minutes before they swapped over to lunch, right?
Yeah.
So we just sat down and we ate a small breakfast, and then we ate a big lunch. So yeah, I get it.
Well, I guess the statistics are that most restaurants fail. I think like only 2 or 3% of restaurants succeed after the first year
Oh yeah,
of operations.
yeah.
I guess John Mack could speak to this. He ran a restaurant at one point.
Right.
But yeah, it's a tough business to be in. And the pattern seems to be that you start out as a fine dining restaurant, you become a family restaurant, then you become an all-you-can-eat restaurant, and then you fail.
Right. Well, hey, Ashley, it's nice of you to join us about 25 minutes before the... No, I'm just kidding. Welcome. And I never did say welcome to Teresa, I don't think. I talked to her, but I didn't say hello. Go ahead, Colin.
Well, hi, Teresa. Hi, Ashley. And Kit.
Kit's been here for a while.
I've been ignoring Kit, apparently.
Oh, I get you.
So hi.
But yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly right, Kit. It's unlimited 4G cell data, but it's throttled at 21 gigabytes. That's what the endless pancakes was like. You're right.
AT&T was sued over that a while back, actually, and the customer who sued him won. I'm not sure how much the lawsuit cost, but his recovery was like $850 because he was limited to his actual losses because they had overbilled him for an unlimited plan that was stated to be unlimited.
Right.
Which of course went out when they realized that, oh, we have a device called an iPhone and people actually use the data on it. So forget this unlimited nonsense.
My thing is this. Now, I understand that a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people do abuse their cellular data. Okay? But I fail to see how they do not have enough throughput for everybody to have unlimited data.
Well, it's an amazing thing. So the technology changes quite quickly.
Right.
When we were dealing with, the initial iPhone rollout, we were dealing with 2G networks for the most part.
Right.
3G networks had come on the scene, but the iPhone was a 2G. The initial iPhone was a 2G device, if I remember correctly. So AT&T could afford to provide unlimited data because the device itself was self-throttling. You just couldn't get enough data through the end device to saturate the network in any way.
Right.
Cut to 3 years later, and everyone killed off their unlimited data plans because you had devices that could just chew through data like you wouldn't believe. But now you've got 5G. 5G is even 4G. LTE. But what it is LTE is the infrastructure now that is really truly expandable, truly able to deliver the required capacity. Which, by the way, is the standard is driven primarily from Chinese vendors. Chinese telecom vendors, which at one point was considered to be a significant national security risk. But anyway, so you got 4G and you got 5G that are all LTE based. And you really do have enough capacity to deliver unlimited data for most reasonable uses. The problem is you've got 5 or 10% of the users out there that eat up 50-60% of the network capacity, which is just amazing to me.
Well,
and these are guys running torrent servers on the network and things like that.
But those statistics they cover the gamut of pretty much everything though, where you have a smaller group that accounts for the majority of what's bad about something.
Yeah, the 80-20 rule applies in every case. As long as you can assign something to 80 and another thing to 20. Yeah,
exactly.
That's true.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's, and I'm talking more of the 80-20 80% bad to good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or 80% good to 20% bad. It just, what really gets me is how, and I'm going to go, this is completely off of the cell phone thing. This is completely into the realm of touches everything that we are. It amazes me how much little groups can drive anything. How?
Well, that
Go ahead.
Oh, I think that goes more to the phenomenon of the internet as a whole. You've got you've got platforms now where fringe groups can find each other and unify in ways that, you know, otherwise voiceless fringe groups otherwise would not be able to.
Really? You think that's it?
Well, as a general principle, yeah.
But that would mean that those two fringe groups are now a bigger group.
Yes.
But I'm talking
and
about...
now they have a voice and a platform.
Well, they do have a voice. That's the thing. I'm not even talking about them finding each other. I'm just talking about them having a voice that... And don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with them having a voice. I do have a problem with kowtowing to some of the groups.
Well, that's the thing. You also have these smaller groups now have the ability to present as significantly larger groups. Even if they found each other and become a slightly larger group, they can present as a significantly larger group.
Right.
And then people feel the need to kowtow to them, which, as you say, is definitely not one of the positive outcomes of the internet age.
Right. All right, Colin. It's been great talking to you, buddy. I'm gonna get off of this, and we're gonna talk here for a few minutes before the show ends.
We don't have other bodies to talk to.
There's no other body to talk to right now. Nobody wants to call in. Colin, you're. Oh, thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. Colin is such an influencer that nobody wants to follow him.
Hey, have a good one, guys.
You too, Colin. Thank you, buddy.
Later.
All right, guys. And anybody can jump in if you want to. I mean, we only got a short amount of time, so you won't get to talk long, you know. But it is what it is. But thank you very much, Miss Teresa. I do appreciate that $10 very much. It will go to good use. I will buy 2 Big Macs to make me even fatter. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And since I didn't get to it at the hour mark, do want to remind you there's a GoFundMe link in the description below. Please click it if you got $2 or $3, $1, whatever. Don't feel bad. Big Macs, yeah, I can get two for I can get 2 for that. Heck yeah, I can get two with fries and a Coke. So yes you can. But anyway, thank you very much. All right, we talked a little bit about Kickstarters. We talked about other things. We talked to Tom on Filament Frenzy, who is going to be here next Wednesday night for an interview, which is fantastic. Now I get to ask him all those questions live that I've been meaning to ask him and been waiting for and not popping out on Twitter because I knew I was going to have him on one day. You're pushing poop uphill to get one for $10. Come to America. That's why we're all fat. I'm telling you. People do not realize how much food. The Chinese buffet that I go to here in Tallahassee, they have American food and Chinese food. They have a what do you call it? The grill things, the hibachi grill, and they have a sushi bar. Lunch at that place is $8.99 for the buffet. And they've got like 12 buffet tables. It's $8.99. Get that in the water and you're good to go. You can sit there until you just hurt. You can have fried catfish, fried chicken, dumplings, sushi, whatever you want for $9 plus tax, so whatever, $9.50. It's crazy. It is just nuts. that you can sit there and eat all you can possibly eat for that amount of money. And it's actually a good buffet too. I don't go to bad buffets, so it's a good buffet. All right, so we talked about Kickstarter, we talked about food, we talked about AT&T, and we talked about, well, that was about it, wasn't it? Yeah, I hear you, Teresa. Well, there's absolutely no plan that's truly unlimited. I have Cricket, who's AT&T. Okay, it's a month to month. You don't have to sign a contract. I have 5 devices with unlimited 4G data for $180 a month. $180 a month. That's it. There's no taxes, no fees, no nothing. It's $180 a month is how much it costs me to keep 5 devices, unlimited data. Now, you can't tether to those and use the internet for something else. You can't do this or you can't do that. And if you start doing this, then they can throttle your bandwidth. So you're right. Unlimited is a word they use to entice you to get it. Now, have I been upset with mine? No, because we can watch movies and stuff while they're going down the road and all this other stuff. Works out really well. But I don't know why I would even have a plan. We swapped from Verizon. Our Verizon bill for 5 devices with unlimited data, okay? Verizon unlimited data for 5 devices at the time, now we've been with Cricket a while, was $325 a month. It's just like going from, we went from DirecTV to, we used PlayStation View. My DirecTV was $180 a month. We watched the exact same channels minus one channel, minus one on PlayStation View, and it's $44 a month. I pay $44 because I get all the sports channel, the ESPNs. Kids don't get to use it. No, all 5 of my phones have unlimited data. My daughter that's in college, my daughter that's here at the house, my wife, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have a tablet that we use for doing videos and stuff when we're on the road. So, you know, unlimited is what you make of it. Well, and that's the thing. You have Wi-Fi at home. You have Wi-Fi at work. When we're traveling, we use more data. You know, that absolutely use more data when we're traveling. We're creatures of habit, you know. We like to watch TV. I like to watch TVs in my hotel room. And I want to watch what I want to watch, not what they want me to watch. Can I put you on your plan? No. No, because you can't even build an MK3. I did see where you started getting it out of the box, though. What's up, Mr. Thomas? And Red Light, how are you, buddy? No, it was a good chat today. What's up, Andy Couch? How are you? Now people are starting to drive in here. Woohoo! Verizon last year, 2 phones, $210 a month, unlimited data. I can see that, you know, but why? Why throttle it? I mean, really, I mean, unless there's a strain on the network, why throttle anything? Yeah, that's the way it always is, Shane. That's the way it always is. It's amazing to me. It really is. I do want to announce again that next Wednesday we will have Filament Frenzy on here. Now, I hear you, Andy. I do that a lot. I'll sit in the living room and I've got it on the TV. And in order to chat, I got to put my laptop in my lap, and I can't just kick back and relax and watch. So I get it. I get it, Andy. I do. Wednesday, Filament Frenzy will be on here for the interview. Normal interview time, Wednesday, 7 p.m. No, you know what? I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the thumbs up because, you know, it tells me that, hey, you know, you like the video or whatever. I always get a thumbs down. Interaction's interaction. It doesn't matter. Interaction is chats that you do here. It's comments that you put on the video. You know what surprises me, really and truthfully surprises me, is, hold on, let me go back over here. Because I was looking today and there are 169 views on Ken Cobb's video, but at last count there were only 19 comments. So only 19 people want to win a powder coated PEI sheet, spring steel sheet system for either an Ender 3 or a Mark 3 Prusa. Kit, now see, everything comes through me, so you know, whatever I don't want, then you can have. That's the way that works. It does get really expensive, Scott. I was talking to the man at CenturyLink, and one of the guys that actually decides whether or not they're going to. Oh no, you can enter the competition, Shane, Tom. Absolutely enter it. Absolutely. But I was talking with the guy at CenturyLink about when we could think, you know, my internet would get upgraded. It'll never get upgraded. The equipment that they need to put in that box is like $110,000. There's just no way to get their money back where we live. It just doesn't make any sense for them. No, Shane. No, nobody good. This is a random draw. It's going to be random. I'm going to share the screen and hit go. It's random. What's up, Carl? How are you, buddy? That's all right, trolling for dollars. It's almost over. I know. Things happen, buddy. I know you've been working hard. So, yeah, I understand about the expense of adding capacity and stuff of that nature. I still think it ought to be an option, you know. Don't just completely count it out because it's going to be expensive, you know. Yeah, I'm not going to get to it. Sorry. I get off of here, I'm going to get on my computer. I got some more work to do. I got to work for work. So. No, I hear you, Kit. I hear you. You know, it is what it is, man. You know, there's always politics in everything we do. I try to keep as much of it out of this as possible. I really do. I try to keep my personal views on things other than 3D printing or what we discuss here. I try to keep that stuff. Can you post your wish list on here? You can want one hand and the other. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care. Post it. You singing that song, All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth? That's right. Well, I'll be DSL for life. Tried to get you to respond twice. What kind of comment do I need? That's exactly the kind of comment I need right there, Joe Paddock. That's it. Just don't do it more than once, because I am going to go through them the day before. Oh, Dragon Monk, one comment left. That's what we need. Good deal. But I am going to go through and make sure that nobody double dipped. So, did your box show up? Did I send you a box? I don't know. Ain't you at your house? Did you look to see if your box showed up? If it's your box. Flash flood warning? Rivers of dust? What's your box doing at my house? Oh, wait, you're talking about a box for me. So it'd be my box. Did my box show up? Well, maybe. You'll have to wait till next Thursday to find out. It's Mail Thing Thursday, not Mail Thing this Thursday for next Thursday. Buttram, give him 6 numbers. Here's the deal, Scott. You can either pick this one, oh, not this one, but a Mark. He has 2. He has a Mark III powder coated PEI sheet, like this one's powder coated on one side, spring steel on the other, and he got a Ender 3 one, which is what, 230 by 230, 235 by 235, something like that. So it'll fit an AM8 or something like that. Now the Ender 3 one will also come with the magnet that you put on your bed to stick it down. A live Mail Thing Thursday. Well, I filmed it live when I got the mail in. And the competition is in yesterday's interview. So go back and watch yesterday's interview. But that's what it is. That's what it is, Scott. Now everybody go play those lottery numbers, except for Fernando, because he's in Florida. And whoever else is in Florida, don't do that. Scott can. Who else? Red Light can. Nobody else. What's up, dude? What'd you miss? You missed talking. So what all these are about. You can, Joe Paddock. You can play them. It's too late for me. I'm not going back to the store. I may save those for Saturday. Yeah, no, and that's, you can either pick the Ender 3 or the MK3, and you will get the sheet as soon as I can get it and get it back in the mail. Because he's going to send it to me, and then I got to send it out. Guys, we are coming to the end of another Call-In Thursday. Y'all need to start calling in, all of you. You've been gone for 2 weeks. Did you go on a cruise or something? And you didn't invite me? 45 instead of 3. Now watch all of them be right except for the 45. Went to El Salvador. What you doing in El Salvador? 6 p.m. Shane. It's always 6 p.m. my brother. 6 to 8. You don't want to talk on the YouTube? Why not? I like your voice, Teresa. Nothing wrong with your voice. Ah, wife's family. I got you. No. 6 p.m. Pacific, because that's where I live at. Whenever I give a time, it's Eastern time. They're all wrong numbers. Your luck has run out. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. You can do that. Well, Teresa, that don't make for interesting content then, does it? But anyway, guys, I am going to get out of here. Y'all treat each other with respect. You know, be nice to each other. I heard some things about, you know, something today that it is what it is. There's going to be drama in everything you do. So y'all treat each other with respect, or at least try to. At least like you would like to be treated. Now, if you're a sadomasochist, most people don't want to be treated that way. So treat them how you should treat them. But y'all have a great day, great night, great morning, great whatever you got. Teresa, it's your work day, I think. You're like in the morning early. So y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all Saturday morning. Wait, today's Wednesday? Today's Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday. Good Lord. Saturday morning, I'll see y'all. 8 a.m. Eastern time, Shane.